the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus is praying under an olive tree at night. Judas Iscariot arrives, leading a group of Roman soldiers with torches. Judas kisses Jesus to identify him, and the soldiers arrest him. In a dimly lit chamber, Jesus stands calmly before the Jewish high priests. False witnesses accuse him as the priests glare at him with stern expressions. The tension is palpable. In an open courtyard during the day, Jesus stands humbly before the Roman governor Pilate. Pilate sits on an ornate chair, looking conflicted, while the angry crowd shouts, "Crucify him!" Jesus remains silent and composed. Roman soldiers whip Jesus in a dark courtyard. Blood covers his back as he kneels on the ground with his hands tied. His face reflects pain, but also silent endurance. Roman soldiers mock Jesus by placing a crown of thorns on his head. Blood trickles down his face as they kneel and sarcastically call him King of the Jews. Jesus endures the humiliation without resistance. Jesus carries a heavy wooden cross through the streets on his way to Golgotha. He stumbles under the weight, and a kind woman steps forward to wipe his face. The crowd cheers and watches. At Golgotha, Jesus is nailed to the cross by Roman soldiers. His face reflects deep pain and resolve as the soldiers hammer nails into his hands and feet. The sky grows darker, foreshadowing tragedy. Hanging on the cross, Jesus looks toward the heavens and says, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." His face shows both suffering and compassion as he speaks his last words. As Jesus breathes his last, the sky turns black and an earthquake shakes the ground. The temple curtain is torn in two. People around the cross react with fear and awe. As Jesus breathes his last, the sky turns black and an earthquake shakes the ground. The temple curtain is torn in two. People around the cross react with fear and awe.